In my video, we will show you the workflow for building a wing for the ENCANTO model. The kit contains all the basic parts for making the skeleton. It also includes a lot of additional jewelry to complete it. To work on the skeleton, we also need the following tools and glues. Second glue, 5-minute epoxy or 24-hour L285, dispersion glue for wood, sets of small and medium sanding files, sandpaper, and a thin cutter. Part 2. Construction Procedure Fuselage. We will prepare all the parts. We glue the 2mm balsa sides to the poplar plywood sides, making sure to glue the left and right sides of the fuselage correctly. We prepare the parts for the front part of the fuselage, according to the layout in the picture, and glue them together. We glue parts 1, 2, 3 and 4 to the part of the lower part of the fuselage made of 2mm plywood. We gradually glue the left and right parts of the fuselage to the lower part. We glue part K0 turn 2 to the appropriate place on the fuselage, and then glue part A according to the photo. We will use the provided 1-to-1 plan for the correct placement of the parts. We proceed by gluing the already prepared front part of the fuselage. On the fuselage glued in this way, we glue the side ribs with the help of carbon rods. Next, we proceed with the construction of the cabin. We will prepare the following parts. We glue parts K1, K2 fold 1 and K2 fold 2 according to the picture. Under part K2 fold 1, glue part K0 fold 1. We stick magnets 5x2x3 mm into parts K4 and K3, and we stick part K3 according to the picture. We glue parts B and C to the assembled cabin structure. We fit part K4 with the cabin and glue it to the fuselage. We continue with the construction of the elevation and rudder. We cut out all the parts, and the first step is to glue the 4x2mm spruce slats into the parts. By attaching the parts to the plan, we glue the parts together. We proceed similarly with the rudder. We cut holes for the rudder in the fuselage carbon tube. We glue with 5-minute or 24-hour epoxy. According to the dimensions in the picture, we drill 2 holes of 3.5 mm for the pedestal for the height rudder. We will glue it with 5-minute epoxy or 24-hour epoxy, while making sure that the elevation rudder and the rudder have an angle of 90 degrees between them. Parts 3 and 4 are for fixing the carbon tube of the elevation and rudder. Glue part 4, then fit the tube and center the rudders to the wings. We glue with epoxy. After this step, we will glue the following parts to the fuselage. Parts F and F1 are glued together. It is a removable cover for access to the fuselage. We finish the transition between the carbon tube and the fuselage with a balsa transition. We proceed first with the side parts, in which we make a fitting part for the carbon tube with a half-round file. We will repeat the procedure with the upper parts as well. We grind the assembled fuselage into the desired shape. When building the skeleton of the model, first try the parts without gluing. If something is not clear to you, compare it with a supplied plan, and if even then you don't know how to proceed, contact our technical support. As with the construction of the wings, so also with the construction of the fuselage, please note that the kit is intended for more experienced builders. I hope that the construction videos will be helpful to you, and we are preparing more videos for you, for easier construction with tips and tricks.